The future of universities. The first future aspect of universities has increasingly already come to pass, but it still has a ways to go. And that is that universities are becoming more decentralized as they become more online based. So, you have Udemy, which has 30 million students, I believe, so far, something like that. Coursera, some of the other large ones. So students are, to an increasing degree, taking courses or certificates or mini degrees as opposed to more formalized degrees that may or may not, be as relevant in the workplace, because traditionally your employer just looked for a diploma, but universities have not changed much in terms of the basic, research model and teacher instruction model, as opposed to personalized, which I'll get into shortly, because they haven't had to, and they haven't had to because the government has always subsidized student loans. So I don't remember the exact figure. I think it might have been $1.5 trillion now of student loans. I mean, as long as students were willing to keep coming, and the government was willing to do student loans, the universities could do pretty much whatever they want. I mean, they did have to compete with each other, but if they all have the same basic model, it's almost like a form of collusion. And one of the reasons why universities have had this research and instruction model is because, frankly, like teachers are undervalued in our society at all levels. And in terms of college professors, I'm not saying they're not talented. Some of them are extremely talented, but the best minds that are making. I'm not saying the best minds because there's a distribution across many different fields, but obviously, but people that have the capabilities to make hundreds of millions and millions of dollars, most of them don't decide to go into teaching. So there's more of like an esoteric, erudite. I'm trying to search for the best words and do it properly. Aspect to, there's a saying which is not entirely true, but it's not entirely untrue, that says, if you can't do, teach. Teaching is a very, very noble profession, and I think more people should get into teaching, and probably more people would if it paid better. But sometimes it is true, and it's not always true, but sometimes it is true that people that have a harder time, making the highest level of income, outside of academia, choose academia because it's very protected. Like in the real world, it's easy to get fired. In academia, you could get fired, but it's much more difficult because it's kind of like it's okay to be eccentric in academia. It's okay to be like a little bit aloof. And I'm not saying that professors don't have amazing social skills. I mean, some of them are super, 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 super amazing. I don't want this to be a controversial video. I just want to talk about some of the trends of universities and why things may have gone the path that they have so far. So things will be more online because students are starting to question whether education is working for them. Like, you still make more money, graduating high school than not graduating high school. You still make more money with some college than no college. You still make more money in a lifetime with a college degree than no college degree. You still make more money with a graduate degree than just a college degree. But there's too many anomalies. Like, there's too many people that have college degrees that are driving cabs or working in service jobs or retail that don't pay that much. It's making people question, do I want to be $100,000 in debt? And still have my prospects for a job be marginal. So colleges are going to have to force to become more job oriented, which means they're going to have to hire faculty that come more from industry or that come more from. I'm not saying everything is going to turn into a trade school, and one of the reasons why it won't totally turn into a trade school is because AI is going to wipe out all the jobs that are routinized. Like, education has tended to be routinized, like memorization, and but anything that could just be memorized or routinized, AI is going to be able to do pretty well. So college is going to have to teach the skills that can't be routinized, such as creativity, such as uh, such as such as reason, analytical thinking, because computers have a hard time with that. Computers are really good uh, at like mass calculations and coming up with all possibilities and learning games like chess or Go, but they're very poor at like understanding basic things about the world and how things are related to each other and basic human experiences. So those skills will always be valuable. But increasingly as well, colleges will have to focus more on personalization. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that, the instructor model has basically, the instructor driven model, with memorization has stood the test of time for years, because colleges have focused not only on the skills and interests of the faculty and administrators over students in terms of lack of personalization, but also education at all levels has been geared to make students good employees. That's why they don't teach like a lot of life skills, like how to handle money. You're not supposed to talk about money in school. They don't talk about relationships. They don't talk about marriage. They don't talk about parenting. I mean, these are the most important aspects of life, collectively, the life skills, and school doesn't teach about them. And the reason why school doesn't teach about them is because they just want to teach you how to conform to be a good employee. And that's what basically schools are a big part of socialization. They don't teach you how to be necessarily an entrepreneur. I mean, there are MBA programs and things like that in entrepreneurship, but by and large, they don't reward out of the box individualized thinking, which is why they have not gone to personalized learning. A couple of other thoughts just on personalized learning, that a lot of studies have shown that people learn better in different ways. Some people are more visual learners, some people are more auditory, some people are more tactile. So in order to really teach people optimally in the future, especially as things get more competitive, education is going to have to be more personalized. So instructors and administrators are going to have to, learn additional skills to, help students in a more personalized way. And also, this may have to involve more real life experience, because they say like, the hallowed walls of a classroom, but it's hard to learn things just in theory. Like they talk about book smarts and street smarts. You actually have to get, some skin in the game. So colleges are going to have to do, if they really want to educate students, successfully, increasingly in the future, they're going to have to do more internships, more practicums, hire faculty that have a lot of real world experience. Otherwise, it's going to be, to quote the term academic, and it's going to be less practical for the real world.